Hello everybody. This is going to be a video about Explain Everything and Socrative, two different applications on the iPad that are very useful for teachers. The first application I'm going to talk about is called Explain Everything. And if you look on the screen, it is the application icon that is circled in a white circle. When you click on the icon, you are given 4 different options for templates. The big color, so white, black, green, and white, are the background colors, and the colors on the inside are the different colors that you can use for your ink. On the left side of the screen, once you pick your template, gives you all the options that you have to utilize Explain Everything. The top one is just a pointer that lets you know all of the options that are below it that you can use. The first option is a pen, and it gives you 5 different thicknesses that you can use. And again, the template that you chose gives you the colors that you can use. So for this one, there's white, pink, and blue. The next option is more of a marker type of option, and it has 5 thicknesses that, as you can tell, are a little bit thicker than the option before. And again, the template that you chose gives you the colors that you can use. So again, it's white, pink, and blue. The next option that you can see, a square and a circle, provides pointers that actually stay on your screen so that the viewer can see exactly what you're talking about. So I provided an example that's a blue arrow. You can also use stars, lines, or squares. You're also able to choose a shadowing effect, a border effect in this option. This next option is something that is seen in a lot of applications, and it is shown with the capital A, and this is the text option that you can use the keyboard on your iPad to type words. It provides a different font if you like, a different font size if you like, a border effect, and you can also use the colors that, again, you chose with your template. So for this one, white, pink, and blue. The next option is shown with a plus sign, and what that means is you can add other things from other applications into the screen. And this is really useful when you're teaching your students. You can add photos or videos or files that are already on the iPad. You can use existing sounds such as the music on your iTunes. You can show math equations, which I will show on the next screen. You can add a new photo, a new video, and you can also pick information from the web browser. This is what the screen looks like if you choose math equations. And as you can see, this is something that a math teacher would find very useful for teaching their students. It gives you a basic calculator. It lets you perform basic algebra, trigonometry, and it has a pi sign, an auto sum, and things like that that would be useful for math education. The next option is the deletion option. Something that I know that this is useful for is, say you want your students to perform a math equation for you and to write it out using the pen or the marker option. What they can do then is highlight it and see on the top right there's an X. If you click on that, it makes the entire thing disappear, and then they can start another one. The next option is similar to the pointer option that I explained earlier. However, this one gives you a little bit more options, as well as more of a flash or blinker effect for your students to follow along with your lesson. So you can have a pointer such as an arrow, a pointer finger, a line, a dot, different things that they can follow along. The next option lets you do numerous things that are helpful for students. They can let you arrange the screens in different ways. You can edit them. You can lock them so nobody else can change it. You can group it to specific people, then you can ungroup it. You can duplicate screens or objects that you put on the screen. You can copy items. You can paste items. You can put it on an auto rotation so it turns. You can put things as a specific background, and you can flip the screen either left, right, or up and down. The next 2 options I grouped together because they are pretty common in many different applications that teachers and students can use. The first one is the circle with the arrow, and that's just basically undoing something that you did. So say you made a mistake, or the student, when they were writing something, made a mistake. They can simply click on that and undoes whatever they did. The next one's a zoom option, which lets you zoom in or out. The next option simply lets you know what slide you're on or how to add a slide or move backwards or forwards in the slide presentation. The next option is something that I'm using right now, which is the recording option. It lets you record, pause, and see how long the recording is. The next option lets you do a lot of exporting, which I will show you on the following screen. This is what that option allows you to do. You can export your entire project into multiple different things. You can put it into your photos, you can send it in an iMessage, you can put it into your iTunes or YouTube or any applications that are able to sync within this one. The next option is allowing you to save your project using a project name that you create. And this option is a home button, and I'll show you what it does on the following screen. This is also a saving option that you can save your entire project, you can delete the entire project, or if you press this in error, you can just cancel. The next application is called Socrative, and there is a student application as well as a teacher application. I'm going to focus mainly on the teacher application, but I'll explain the student one as well. This screen shows you what the icons look like. On the top, circled in the light blue, there's the student Socrative as well as the teacher Socrative on the top right. This is what the screen looks like for the students. Now I'll explain it a little bit further later on, but basically what it does is whatever the teacher creates, the students can get into. So all they have to do is put in the specific room name that the teacher has assigned, and then they can join the room and do whatever activity that the teacher has created. And this is what the teacher's application looks like when they click on the icon. It provides a sign-in option, which lets them gain access to the application itself. And these are the options that the teachers can use, and this is part of why I love Socrative. It lets you create your own quiz, and it lets you do a quick question, which is just like a one-question thing for students. It has something called a space race, which I'll explain, and it's very fun. And then there's an exit ticket, which is provided for the students at the end of class to make sure that they are comprehending what the lesson has provided for them. If the teacher chooses to create a quiz, there's a couple different kinds that they can do. There's a student paced with immediate feedback, which is one that the students have to answer right away. Then there's a student paced where the students can navigate, where they can actually research answers. And then there's the teacher pace, which the teacher decides on the length of time provided for the quiz. And here is further instructions with the quizzes. So there's the option for actually creating the quiz. You can import the quiz so the students can access it. There's the My Quizzes, which shows all of the quizzes that teachers have used, and the reports, which shows grades, students' names, different quizzes, things like that. This is the screen for the teachers for the space race option. And what they can do is select the kind of quiz that they want or the specific quiz they already created. However many teams they want to use, they can have the application auto-assign teams based on the students that are in the system already and the different kinds and colors rockets that the students can use. And here you can see a setup example for the space race. So they have a world facts quiz, there's 4 teams. The teacher chose to have the application auto-assign the teams. And then here are the color teams and what the race actually looks like. So for here, there's 4 teams. There's blue, magenta, lime, and peach. And for every answer that the team answers correctly, the space rocket moves, and whoever gets to the end first wins. This screen is for the teachers to be able to select an option for the activities and to save their reports. So they can get the report based on the answers or the answers that the students provided. They can view it in a chart or they can put it in their dashboard. They can have a whole class Excel spreadsheet type of report. They can have an individual student PDF report, or they can have a question-specific PDF report, which I actually like that option because then you can see which question the students either understood the most or had more difficulty with. Then they can have it emailed, downloaded into their iPad, or put into their Google Drive. This screen shows you the different options of quizzes besides the space race. So for a basic quiz, they could have a multiple choice quiz, a true or false selection, or a short answer. Here's an example of what a multiple choice question would look like. And now that you've seen both of the applications, hopefully you'll be able to utilize them in your classroom. Have fun!